Vă salutăm din studioul UBB TV, Facultatea de Științe Politice, Administrative și ale Comunicării, Universitatea Babeș-Bolyai. De data asta avem 8 invitați speciali pe profesorul universitar Michel Bourse și pe profesorul universitar Özgürol Öztürk din Turcia și 6 studenți din Universitatea Galatasaray. Universitatea Galatasaray este singura universitate francofonă din Turcia și una dintre cele mai prestigioase, care s-a întemeiat în 1992 în Istanbul. Hello and nice to meet you!
Nice to meet you.
Vă mulțumim că sunteți alături de noi. It's a kind of welcoming here. Professor Michel, please tell us, what is the purpose of your visiting in Cluj-Napoca?
Mainly our students are from a journalist department, and every year we are organizing a trip with a reportage. The first year was in Macedonia, the second one was in Nantes, France, and I wanted to go back to Cluj, because you have to understand that's 25 years ago I was there, dealing with so many friends, and I wanted to see them back. So I proposed to my students to come here and to make the reportage. And the main purpose of this trip is to study the way Romania came from communist time to European Union time.
Tell us, please, how did you get involved in this project?
As I said, it's first a personal project, because I was there many times. I helped to build this foreign language faculty. Also, I worked with the journalist faculty a long time ago, 25 years ago. I have had many Romanian students from Cluj coming in Nantes for Tempus program, Tempus project. So I know I wanted to see them back. So, and then on the other side, I think it's important for them to understand all these Balkans countries coming from communist organization and arriving to European Union level. So it might be very interesting for them to understand this process.
What are the differences between journalism in Turkey and in Romania?
That's difficult for me to explain, because I'm not so sure about Romania, and maybe you can answer.
Your opinion,
I
just.
don't know the journalism in Romania very well. We don't know it yet.
What we know it's that in Turkey now it's very difficult life for journalists, because mostly they are in jail, and it's very difficult for the students to choose to be a journalist today. You have to understand that, if I remember, Turkey is the latest with China for the freedom of journalists, states. So it's very difficult. And also you have all the private and industry of journalists are now depending from the state. So because the government took them. So that's a real difficult situation. But about Romania, I cannot say.
Professor Özgürol, in your opinion, what is important for future journalists to learn?
Okay, another difficult question. First of all, the basics of journalism is always important. Okay, the content and the context, what you are dealing with, is very important. But for the future, they have to be very aware about the public, because the public evolves in terms of perception. So the journalists should also find ways to interfere to the public's life. Now it's digital media, for example, but it can evolve and it can change. So it's technology basically nowadays. What do you think, Michel? Yeah. So
Also
they should huh?
But
Also ethics. Yeah. It was way different when we were younger, because when we were young, journalists used to say, okay, we are equal to any political sides, but now they take sides, and they are proud of it, and it's not very understandable in my point of view. So ethics, and maybe the evolution of the public and technology should be also very important for them.
What kind of role does journalism play in the lives of Turkish people?
Do me again? Oh,
You
okay.
can.
Well, not only Turkey, but overall the world, people are lazy. So they don't look for alternative news. So they don't look for alternative news. They just perceive what is there for them. And in Turkey, journalists have a huge influence on the public. So they can manipulate the public. And I think it's a very, very dangerous issue. So that's why Michel said, okay, ethics is very important.
As for example, there is a big difference between journalists in France and journalists in Turkey. In Turkey, you have mainly journalists, editorial journalism. So everyone is looking for editorials, and reading these editorials in order to behave in some, or to choose and so on. In France, it's quite different because we don't have such editorial journalism, and we are much more dedicated to facts. Well, if facts can be neutral, but okay, that's a big difference. And I don't know how it is in Romania, but that's the main difference between us.
Well, another difference is most of the news channels like TVs or newspapers, they depend on news agencies and they don't have their own reporters on the field because it's expensive or I don't know. There are some other problems. So almost all of the newspapers get the same content from the news agencies. I think that's a huge problem because they don't have reporters on the field. So they just have only one point of view while they are making news.
What do you hope that you will achieve by coming to Romania?
Ask the students.
Yeah, I'm a
You
little bit...
and the students.
Okay, I'm a little bit romantic about this because I believe that just a small light can change a person's life. And maybe in Romania here, they can find that light in their life. I don't know how, but yeah, because I found lots of things like that in my life, and I think it will be also good for my students. Just meeting with you can be a change in their life. We don't know. You never know. Besides that, okay, it's very important to get to know a country in different aspects, but yeah, if you are a student, you don't expect that much. I don't know. We'll ask them. Feyza, what do you think? No, okay.
Coming here, I don't know, I wanted to see the change in a social way, so it's possible to see this change. So with the meetings and with the interviews with the people, you can see this change, and with their stories, you can just not directly listen to them and understand them. So it's an opportunity for us.
For example, what career path would you like to choose after your studies? What would you like to become?
Right now I'm not sure, but I just know that I want to study journalism. I want to see how it works. So actually, I'm not sure.
What do you think, Feyza?
Yes,
I
please.
would say that if I said I want to be a journalist, people said you must prepare the place of the prison because of the situation on the Turkey, and I'm curious about this. What they are talking about. What is the liberty of the opinion, and it must be free the passage, the opinion. and we have to give information to people about this, the news in wherever in Turkey, of course. And I don't know.
I want to work on the internet part of the journalism, because I believe that the journalism will become much more digital platform. So I want to work on that side of journalism.
In your opinion, does written press have a future?
Excuse me?
In your opinion, does written press have a future?
Of course, there is a part of that, but I don't believe that it's live forever. I think it's a really romantic view for journalism. everything's changed, so journalism has changed too. Yeah, we live with technology in our life, and technology is a big part of our life. So I think we will get information from digital ways in the future, much more.
Very good point. Professor Michel, what do you hope that you will achieve by coming here, not only in Romania, but here in Cluj, in our university, to conferences?
Okay. I am from a generation where we were hoping that the world will be cosmopolitan. Okay, and unfortunately now we are living a very bad time where everyone wants to stay at home, close the borders and so on. So therefore, I want the students come here in Romania or in other countries just to open the mind and to open the borders of the mind. Okay, so that's my hope, and I agree with my colleagues. Maybe we never know what will happen then, but once they have been here, meeting other people, other culture, other language, other ideas, they might have a different opinion, and that will be better than to close on themselves.
I want to add something. The students here at this university and our students, they will be colleagues.
Yes.
And we never know where they will work. So it's better to get to know each other earlier, so they can make friends and they can collaborate and they can work together. So it's important for us.
Of course, to know the teachers, the professors, of course.
And I wanted to add something. In Turkey, we are living very bad time, because it's after the coup, we have had, how do you call it, special laws, and that's a very, very difficult time. So we have had difficulties to have permissions to come here over, for our students, for our colleagues, and so on. So we have to fight every day for that, for this freedom. So.
Okay, please, can you change the seats? Can you come over here and join us?
No.
No, you stay.
We are the teachers.
You're so comfortable here. Okay, thank you. Okay, should I start with you?
Of course.
In your opinion, what is more important, theoretical or practical courses?
For journalism?
Yeah.
Well, I would say that in the first year you can begin with the theoretical, but with all the changes in the technology and all the changes in the mediums, in the media, well, you will have to adapt with the more practical solutions, because when we started university 5 years ago, well, the internet newspapers were not as strong as they were today. And right now, the New York Times left its paperback news services and then began with the internet, and right now they are the strongest. So we see a big change in the industry. So therefore, with only theoretical education, you won't be able to compete in a field that is getting more and more competitive. Right now, one of the biggest media outlets in the United States is Huffington Post, which didn't exist 5 years ago because they adapted well. And then now it comes with the mobile phones and so on. Basically, no one needs to log into a computer or anything, yet they can receive all the news in less than 5 minutes. And the most viewed journalists not long time ago were like the ones in the biggest newspapers, where today most of the radical journalists who doesn't normally appear in the conventional media can have millions of followers on Twitter and so on. Therefore, we need to understand that the landscape changed throughout the last years, and that in order to be successful, both in Europe and in Turkey and in the rest of the world, we have to adapt to this new form of competition. Therefore, practical information will be more important.
Thank you. What is your favorite part of learning journalism?
I don't know. Actually, it's a part of business that you can be part of everything. You must be aware of every part of the social life, economical, political. So it interests me to be in all of these things, to be a real part of the life actually, and to touch the life of the others people. So it's nice for me to be a part of that.
Where do you see yourself, for example, in 10 years?
I want to be for academics for Davenir, and second time maybe for the journalism. I want so.
So you will be a journalist, or you teach journalism?
Yes, yes. Maybe in French, in Turkey, maybe à Bruxelles for journalism.
Okay. How do you find Cluj-Napoca or Romania?
It's very nice ville, Cluj. I love it.
Okay, and the golden one for you too. Why do you choose journalism? Why do you like this subject?
Because I like the culture in journalism. Voilà.
You like to collect the news and to be there to get the news, the information.
Yes.
Rather.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Well, another important question would be for you, Professor Michel. Why did you feel that you need a French university in Turkey?
Well, in the global world today, everyone will speak English and will get, I will say, English background culture, okay? The culture background. And I think it will be a great opportunity to have another point of view than the universal one. And whatever it is, it can be Spanish, it can be Italian, it can be Romanian, or in that case it is French, but it's a good opportunity for them to think differently, to ask differently, and to see differently. And I can say that because I was working in English and US environment in Macedonia, I can say that journalism is really different from a French perspective to a US perspective. So for our students, it's a great opportunity, you know, to have this French background in order to see in a different way things in the world.
Professor Özgürol, why did you choose these students to accompany you?
Because
they were the silliest.
Because they are silly, I don't know. Okay. But before starting this project with Michel, I was also conducting another one. It was basically in Turkey, but in all different parts of Turkey. Okay, so also those students didn't know anything about the cities we were going. My basic rule in this project is, okay, the students should be creative, but if you only take creative people, they have their own agenda or own way of thinking. So the students should also be able to work in a specific structure. So, which means if you give them the structure, they can build it up. But even if you don't give them the structure, they can be creative. So these students here, they have these double way of thinking. So I find it very important in life, not only in journalism, in any kind of profession. So that's why I choose them, and I don't know. It could be some people else. These are not the only people who can do it, but I don't know. We try it. And another important thing is, okay, for example, Deniz and Feyza, they were also in Nantes. And then we have some youngsters who will be also experienced for next year's project, and we don't know where it is now. Berlin, or I don't know, Quebec, or Beirut, we don't know. Yeah, why not?
It was a great pleasure talking with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for welcoming us. Thank you very much.
Noi vă mulțumim că ați fost alături de noi. Eu sunt Rebecca Török Ágoston, UBB TV. Să aveți o zi frumoasă!